This will be a full clear of Stormwind with the Mask of the Long Night on. All 4 bosses plus Illyria. So let's go. We will be clearing the Dwarven District, then Old Town, the Trade District, and finally the Mage Quarter, which I think is the toughest of all the 4 subquarters. The bottle I'm clicking on is the negative bottle for this run. This location is every time you run Stormwind, note the negative bottle. It's purple this run. Next run it could be black or one of the other colors. You always need to know which one's the negative, and that's how you find out. You'll note I'm clearing the trash as I go in the Cathedral Square. The reason is the more trash you clear, the more mementos you get. You do not need to clear out all the trash. Sometimes it's beneficial to clear out trash in front of these portals between the different zones. That way later on when you come back, if you're low on sanity, you don't have to fight on low sanity to get to the final boss. It might be the difference between making a full clear and not. So try to be prepped beforehand.
You don't have to do this! Resist! Fight back! Can't believe it. Everyone's gone insane. They're stockpiling weapons for N'Zoth's armies in the Dwarven district. We have to destroy them. Set these explosives around the area. I'll get to work on the detonator. Stay safe.
Here's the first of the mailboxes I'm going to try to open to get that mail muncher. Remember, there's 1 in every zone, including the cathedral square, so 5 total, and each has a chance to drop the mail muncher. Kill the mail muncher when it drops, get the rare mount. Otherwise, you're just going to get some more mementos. Worth a try either way. Here's our first elite. Remember that if you get elite extermination on your research tree, killing every one of these guys will give you an extra 200 sanity. In regular runs, that's very important. And in runs with mass, it's super important. And you can time out when you fight and kill these guys for added boosts to your run. Remember, management of your time and your sanity could be the difference between making a full run and having your runs stop short.
That's all of them. Detonate the explosives and let's get out of here.
So, you like to play with explosives, do you? Then let's play!
This elite will also grant 200 sanity once you defeat him. Watch out for the blast areas. They do cause damage and reduce sanity. And watch out for his breath blast, I guess you call it. It will stun you, do damage. Just take a side step to the right, straight left or right, and you should be able to avoid it pretty easy. I burst him down and get my 200 sanity back. Nice little buff. And we'll go back on with the run.
Here comes the food! Diffuse as burns.
Go on ahead. I'll destroy the forge to ensure it never makes another weapon for N'Zoth.
We are now headed to the Old Town, and we're going to have a showdown with Matthias Shaw.
Champion, Shaw's lieutenants hold the keys to SI-7 headquarters. They're hunting down anyone who opposes me. Kill them, take the keys, and then we kill Shaw.
Always make sure to take out this elite boss first. She has one of the 2 keys you need to get access to Shaw. The other one is right in front of Shaw's area. But make sure you take that right and follow this path down to the boss. Note the purple haze that comes around the outside of the screen. That's when the split personality pops out. You'll notice that disoriented me for about 3 or 4 seconds. It can be a pain in the rear when you're fighting bigger bosses or you're low on sanity and health, and trap you in a place where they can really give you good mollywopping. So make sure that you watch the outside of the screen, knowing not to move. Try to reduce your movement when it comes up. Here we go again, and bang. And look, there's a gap. If you find that gap, you can easily walk through it and not allow this to waylay your trip through the missions. Again, I'm clearing out trash, knowing that I have a meat mob coming up. Once I kill him, I'll get another 200 sanity back, so I'm trying to make the most of the sanity I have. And if I can do this quickly enough without losing enough sanity between now and then, I might actually come out with more sanity than I did going in. So remember, try to manage out how your sanity is doing so you can make the most of these boons that you get for killing elites.
Got the key. This thing is what drove Shaw mad. The keys need to be used at the same time. You take one monolith, I'll take the other.
One of the benefits of running this by myself is I can just click the column and go in. If I was running with more than one person, somebody would have to be on the other column and you'd have to click it at the exact same time. Be advised, if you're running with multiple people, you'll have to do that. Matthias Shaw is not a hard fight. If you understand it, you'll blink in and blink out. Make sure you jump on top of it and hit on him as soon as possible. The eyes do consistent damage. This is possibly, aside from the final boss, one of the hardest fights on this run. So come at it, make sure that you keep track of Shaw, make sure that you use as much burst damage as you can, and take him out as quick as possible. Note that the purple haze and the splitting image is coming up. That could be the difference between crashing or finishing on this. Just watching out for those stuns. It's tricky if you guys do it.
It's done. Stormwind is still lost. I'm leaving the city. I suggest you do the same. Watch your back.
Here is another mailbox, the second mailbox on this run. Remember, this is the chance to get the mail muncher. Of course, we got trash this time, that's fine. But it does give mementos, even if it's the trash. We're now going into the trade district, looking to free some prisoners. This is not a bad area. It's an area that you can probably actually come out with more sanity than you did going in.
Embrace the void.
This caster mob can be interrupted, so you can avoid some of those damaging spells by hitting the interrupt button as you go, depending on what class you have. Remember, killing him with the right talent tree can gain you 200 extra sanity. This is another elite mob in this zone, and if you kill him, another 200 sanity if you have the talent tree up to that point. Here's mailbox 3 in our constant quest to get that mail muncher mount. I'm not sure about this NPC mob, but in the times I've engaged it, it's really tough to kill. So for me, it's not really worth a whole lot of risk in my runs, but if you're doing really well and you want some extra mementos, be my guest. This is the mage quarter. The only reason why this is a little tricky is it can be a little confusing and hard to get around. Just follow your map and you should be fine. Here's an example of going through some of the buildings to find your way around. Sometimes you'll have to do that in the mage quarter. Just be wary that some of the buildings act like hallways between zones. This mini-boss has a breath weapon. You can sidestep it to avoid it, and therefore avoid a lot of damage and sanity loss. Easy fight, just be prepared to move a little bit. You should be able to take him down. Here's another example of using the buildings as hallways. Just be mindful that they exist and use them to get from point A to point B. It'll make getting around the mage quarter a little bit easier. choose when you use your orbs sparingly. You want to make the most of the sanity you have. If you can take it down as low as you can before you start using it, you'll get the most out of those orbs. You'll see that I'm almost down to almost nothing on my sanity right now. And I'm going to wait until this last little bit of combat's over with to use my second orb. I still have one more. Remember that the boss at the end of this section is going to give me another 200 sanity back. So if I can time it out just right, I'll have pretty much a full sanity bar leaving, be able to explore a little bit more, and then use that last sanity buff right before I fight with her.
The void will consume this city! Burn in the Master's name! His minions are legion! Burn in the Master's name! I don't care. Stop us! I see our guests. Come, join me in the tower, and welcome our true masters into this world. Behold, majesty of the void! It's colder than you can
The boss is
imagine.
going to cast items on the ground. These are like slow rolling little orbs. They do cost sanity if you get hit. I got hit just a second ago. Just get over to him and you can start doing damage right away. After a while, he will try to port to the other side of the room. Be aware he will try to polymorph you. Just interrupt him before you stop that from going on. And then rinse and repeat. You see he's on the other side. There's the orbs again. They come in sort of a zigzag pattern. You see it follow through. Just be aware of how they run. Find a gap between the two. Watch out for the split personality, like unfortunately I did, so you don't get dazed, and then go right back to DPS. The fight is not too bad. Like I said, Matthias Shaw is a harder fight. It's just a question of just being aware of what's going on around you and taking him down. Here we have the fourth mailbox. Again, a good chance to get that mail muncher mount and to get more corrupted mementos. Make sure you get them every time you see them. Here I go ahead and use the third and last orb. Remember, I have the safety buff of half life, half sanity coming back to me if I die the first time. I will be using that on Alira. Hopefully I will not have to get down to the point where that becomes a factor, but I do have that. Okay, so technically I have a bar and a half of sanity left. So I'm going to try to make my way over to the final boss. I have one more mailbox to get, and then hopefully we can clear this full run. Here's the fifth mailbox. Hopefully you get a chance to see all 5 mailboxes in Stormwind. They will be in the exact location every run, so it shouldn't be too much of a mystery to find them. Just make sure that you have enough sanity and health before you start taking on the little mini bosses that pop out. But they are worth the effort to try to get that mail muncher mount. My wife has it. It's a very nice mount. It's very well worth the effort. Plus you get the corrupted mementos. Not too bad.
Father, do not listen to the whispers.
I have ignored them for too long. They speak the truth, Avatar, and you will hear them. I will make you hear them.
No.
The fight with Illyria is all about positioning. She does a channeled spell while she's casting it. You need to go hide behind something. When the pillars is fine. I think this fight is better for casters since distance wouldn't be as much of a problem. As a melee Fury Warrior, I kind of want to be on top of her. The polymorph is a little bit problematic. You can counter that or interrupt that if you are close enough. Hide behind the pillar, let the cast go off, and then if she comes, I can jump on her again, start boosting DPS, try to do burst damage. This fight reminds me a lot of the minor boss in Ogrimmar. You just want to burst before he's able to stun you. Same thing for Illyria. I missed on that polymorph. This fight is a lot closer than I have liked it to be, but I think Stormwind, for me, is generally tougher than Ogrimmar. Hopefully, if you're a caster, it might make it a little bit easier, just because the distance and having to close on her is a little bit easier to deal with. So. And there we go. That is a complete one mask clear of Stormwind, including all 5 of the mailboxes. Let's see what we get. Here is the first of the extra masks that I will earn from completing a full run with a mask on. If I do the same thing for Orgrimmar, I will get the other 2 masks, and that will be for all 5 masks. It's very simple to do. You just have to complete the zones with 1 mask on. I also got Malefic Core, which will raise my cloak by 3 corruption resistance. So it's another good thing. I think you get that with 1 run, 1 complete run per week. So remember to like, subscribe, share, and click the bell to get more new content. Thanks for watching.